Hola fams! It's Christine here. Welcome back to Just Christina. Today, ang pag-uusapan natin ay ang latest update released by the US Embassy for Filipinos who will be traveling abroad, as well as the update released by the Philippine Immigration who are allowed and the requirements that you have to fulfill. So if you're one of those viewers who have been following all my US tourist visa videos, this video is definitely for you since you're planning to travel to the US very soon, as well as for those who will be traveling outside of the Philippines. So kahit hindi ka pupunta ng US, these requirements might still apply for you. So if you want to find out, please keep watching this video and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell notification button and choose all so that you can be notified in every video that I post. So without further ado, let's get started. So the US Embassy recently released an update dated February 19th, 2021. It says here, all airline passengers to the United States ages 2 years and older must provide a negative COVID-19 viral test taken within 3 calendar days of travel. I have been getting comments from some of you na gusto mong travel to the United States with their child. If you are going to be traveling with your son or your daughter, 2 years old and up, kailangan mong i-fulfill itong requirement na ito. So not just the adults, but also the children. So probably those who are younger than that are not required, but you can double check with them just to be sure. It also says that travelers to the United States may provide documentation from a licensed healthcare provider of having recovered from COVID-19 in the 90 days of the preceding travel. So if you had COVID in the past, but you have recovered, you have to make sure 90 days preceding to your trip to the United States na you have recovered for sure. And of course, to back that up, you need a proof. You need to have a documentation from healthcare providers na nagpo-prove that you have recovered from COVID-19. By the way, I have also provided the links in the description box below para ma-double check niyo yung mga information. It's really best if you guys could read through it, but at least you have an idea already what it's talking about because of what I'm sharing here on my video. Now, besides the update na binigay ng US Embassy, yung Philippine Immigration also had their own release of advisory or list of requirements and guidelines for Filipinos who will be traveling abroad. Meron ding mga qualifications as well. So I've also linked that in the description box below, but we're going to get through them bit by bit. Hindi ko na lalahatin kasi marami talaga sila. It's like a 3-page advisory, but we're going to focus on the requirements for those who will be traveling as tourists to other country during this situation. So let's go through first kung sino yung mga allowed na mag-travel outside of the Philippines. Number 1, OFWs. Assuming na meron kayong valid visa and all the documentations that are required for you to travel and go back to where you're working abroad. Number 2, exchange students, providing that you have your documentations as well and you need to be physically there in the country where you're studying or where you're enrolled to. And of course, yung permanent residents outside of the country. You are allowed to travel outside of the Philippines even during this time. And of course, each of those providing that you have valid visa and other documentations and requirements. So basically, yun yung mga allowed to travel outside of the Philippines. Right now, we're going to talk about the outbound travelers. Ibig sabihin yung magta-travel from the Philippines to abroad in cases of just visiting and short-term stays. And of course, those who will also return to the country kasi nga short-term lang. So sa mga nagti-travel for short-term visit, there is a requirement for all of you na mag-submit ng confirmed round-trip ticket, as well as adequate travel and health insurance during your trip to cover health costs and disruptions na maaring mangyari sa inyo while nasa labas kayo ng Pilipinas. So this is a requirement because gusto lang makasiguro, especially to those of you na pupunta ng US, just FYI, it's super duper duper expensive to be confined there na wala kang insurance. So it's best for you to be really prepared so that you will be able to secure yourself while you're out there. There will also be an execution of a Bureau of Immigration declaration acknowledging the risks involved to traveling, yung mga delays, but that that will be secured at the check-ins sa airline. So you will be walked through the possibilities when you travel outside of the Philippines kasi nga, given the situation, this isn't really the best time for you to travel. And number 3, whenever required by the country that you're going to visit, you would need to have a negative COVID-19 test taken to be able to adhere to the health and safety protocols of the country that you are visiting. And of course, when you come back to the Philippines, you will have to follow the requirements and guidelines as well for everyone who travels back into the country or travels to the country from other countries. So sinasabi dito na lahat patas. So knowing these things, is it really the best time to travel right now? You know the answer, and it really depends on your reasons, but basically yun yung mga guidelines and regulations and requirements right now in this kind of situation if you travel outside the Philippines and into the country. If you guys have any more questions, please leave it in the comment section below, and I hope I have helped you again on this video. I really took my time to do the research para lang matulungan kayo, and I hope that I'm achieving my purpose in that. Thank you very much for watching this video, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and become part of my family. Click that bell notification button and choose all so that you can be notified on every video that I post. And see you on my next one. Bye!